What's up, Edward C. Turbo, Wayne? Good to see y'all, man. Good to see y'all. Thanks for stopping by. Hotworm, good to see you. Good to see you. Thanks for stopping by. What's up, y'all? What's up, y'all? Welcome to the show. Welcome to the show. We're pre-gaming with Viking King Gaming. We got a special guest today. We got a very special show on Behind the Wheel. It's going to be our first ever one-on-one behind-the-scenes look and behind-the-scenes questions with one of the good ones, one of the great ones, one of my mentors, one of my friends. You guys all know him, and we all know him. It's PhD. It's going to be Papa, all the way from Colorado Springs, and we're really excited to have him. So Rob, CD Turbo, Hotworm, Edward, thank you guys all for jumping in. I appreciate you guys. We're going to get the show started here, and everybody who jumps in, we're going to try to acknowledge you and welcome you into the show, but we got a lot to get covered, a lot of questions, and we're going to give you guys time at the end to ask some questions as well. So make sure you're thinking of some good ones, because we're going to put Papa in the hot seat behind the wheel. So without further ado, Papa, how you doing, sir? How you doing?
Hello, everybody.
How's the weather down there?
Kind of cold.
Kind of cold.
Definitely fall.
It's starting to get chilly here in AZ, which is a rarity, but we look forward to hoodie weather.
Hoodie weather. Hoodie weather for you guys is like 70, right?
Yeah, man. We start putting as soon as that 9 changes to an 8, that's when we start changing into the hoodie weather. So big shout out to Rob being in here, one of the members. I appreciate you being here. We're trying to do something special for you guys. Trying to do something. How's your day going, Pop?
Going good. Good. We got a NASCAR race today. We got a Bronco game today. We're doing an interview today. It's going good, man.
Is that kind of like where racing starts with you, is NASCAR?
Oh yeah. I'm obsessed with NASCAR.
I've tried. Ever since the man left the building, I had a hard time like being into it. I grew up in like the Jeff Gordon versus Dale Earnhardt era, and it was amazing. You had like the King, you had all these great characters.
Great races. Yep.
What's up, Jacko? Good to see you, brother. Welcome to the stream. Welcome behind the wheel with PhD, sir. Well, I want to get started, Pop. I know that you're a busy man. I know that you're tuning in all the way from Colorado Springs, Colorado. Is that kind of where you grew up, or how did you settle in Colorado?
I was born and raised in Colorado, just east of Denver in a city called Aurora.
Nice.
And then basically I was there until I was about 14 years old. when my mom passed, went and lived with my father, my dad, and he moved us to Watkins, Colorado, which is about another 30 minutes east of Aurora, in Prairie Land, which as a city boy, that probably wasn't the best choice he ever made. Um, Graduated from high school in Bennett, Colorado, which is about another 15, 20 minutes east of Watkins. Um, yeah, that's where I grew up.
Is it, so you've been spoiled with weather like your whole life then. You don't know that desert heat. And Colorado, I mean, not big on tornadoes, not big on there's no
Nope,
hurricanes. There's you
nope.
guys barely get the fires too. Once in a while.
Once in a while, we'll get a big,
Once
pretty
in a
good
while.
forest fire.
I've gone out there. I visited out there. I went horseback riding in Colorado, and I did a little business out there. Beautiful place. I actually went to some fights out there. I think it's a college town. Is that a city? Kind of.
Oh, yeah,
So a
yeah,
big got a college there. Kind of a historic, kind of old road there thing that we hung out on. Really good scene. Really good scene. I loved it. Love Colorado.
nice.
You're also a father of four, and is this right? You got a dozen grandkids.
1 dozen.
Is that kind of where Papa came to be?
That is exactly where the Papa came to be. They all started calling me Papa from day one, and it's just
Yeah.
been Papa ever since.
Now the whole world's calling you Papa. That's definitely not a name that you can appoint yourself. That is a name that's appointed to you.
Yes, I was given that one. So
Yeah. I remember when Misa first heard it, she was like, oh, she didn't even see your face. She heard your voice on stream. She was like, oh, he sounds like a Papa. That's definitely a Papa.
yeah,
So,
yeah,
so
that's
all
me.
right. So everybody has to know. I gotta know. Everybody know what got you behind the wheel in the first place. How did sim racing become a passion for you? Kind of where did this whole thing start? And just take the floor for a minute and let us know why sim racing has become such a big part of your life.
Okay, so I played every Gran Turismo. From Gran Turismo 1, I was playing with my kids on the PlayStation. And I was a huge NASCAR fan even way back then. So racing was just it. Gran Turismo was the first real simulator, they say, that hit the consoles. That's what I started playing. Um, I tried, Gran Turismo, like I said, everyone. I played many, many, many of the first NASCAR games. Racing's just a passion. How it got to the point where it's at um, is really because of the community of Gran Turismo 7. If it wasn't for the community and the social connections I have created or been able to join, I won't say created, that have been created through this platform of YouTube, I don't know if honestly I'd still be playing it. I'd probably
Couldn't
moved on
agree
to
more.
something else. Warzone, Final Fantasy. I do the Final Fantasy thing, but the sim racing itself, um, without the community, my wheel was donated, my rig was donated, the microphone was or donated from the community. But without the community, I probably wouldn't be doing what I'm doing. So I
Big
can't
snaps. Big snaps. Big
can't
snaps.
can't thank them enough because I do love it. I
Is
do
there
love it.
anybody you want to was speaking on that fact, is there anybody you want to shout out to, who kind of who helped you, with those things, or is that, either way, but it's amazing that, you know, all the essentials to doing this, and you were able to, I know that you got yourself a pretty dang good computer there, and all of the efforts that go into all the little things, all the, even for me, just all the little pieces all the wires and the extenders I've had to get to make everything just reach and work, and going through it
Right?
all the busted knuckles, and it's all the frustrating moments that it takes to just get on stream and then hope it works. But if there's anybody you want to give a shout out to, in regards to the rig, man, that sounds like a pretty amazing gift there.
So what? Okay, so the first thing that was donated was my wheel. I did. My wife, who actually got me going on the YouTube streaming venture, my wife and my youngest son, um, got me going. But I so when we first started with Gran Turismo, my wife bought me a Thrustmaster T248, and it worked for, I don't know, a couple weeks. I was really off and on about it. I was really stubborn about getting off the controller because I felt I was pretty good with the controller. I'm nothing like some of you other players, Shaggy. But
Shout out to Shag.
yeah, as I started getting used to it, it quit working. And I couldn't figure it out. I even posted videos asking for help and shorts, and nobody could help me. Thrustmaster wouldn't answer me, and all kinds of crap. One of the subscribers to the channel, PHG Lyric, says, "Hey, I've got this G29 I'm not using anymore. Want it?" Yeah.
For
So
sure.
that's how I ended up with the G29 that I'm still using today, and that was like 2 years ago when he
Hey,
donated. So
well,
um,
in celebration of those folks, I know that you always keep one handy right there in front of you. I know you got your do ready. Um,
you do.
after years of absence in my life, I got my do ready. So, and just in honor of you and all the people who helped us along the way, I want to crack mine with you, and we're gonna take a cheers to those folks and a nice sip.
Yeah.
Good. Oh man, wow, that's childhood in a bottle right there, ain't it?
Welcome back, Viking.
Mm.
Welcome back.
Oh, that's good. That might be a problem. Heck yeah, man. Well,
Great.
it takes a lot. It takes a lot. It's a lot of effort, a lot of energy. I know that for myself. I had to definitely. I started off with the Thrustmaster T80, and then I went to the TS300 GT, and then the CSL Elite, and then the DD1. And I mean, that's been such a rapid. I mean, all that in 6 months. I mean, how long have you been?
That's
How
a
long have
lot.
you been at this?
I've been streaming. I think we started February 4th of 2022.
Oh wow. That's like what, like a
So
year and a
two and a half
half,
years
2 years,
now.
no, 2.5 years. Wow! Shout out
Just
Titanium.
about two and a
I
half.
see ya. I see ya. Titanium Rob Tex.
Yep.
Um,
So
dang, that's a long time to be behind the wheel, man. What's your favorite part about racing itself? Is it the adrenaline? Is it the challenge? Is it, the strategy?
yes,
Cars?
all three of them,
All of
all
them.
four of them.
Heck yeah. You can't have one without the other. That's for sure. That's what I've
You
learned.
can't. You can't. Um, you can enjoy cars, but if you're not racing other cars, what's the fun of it?
Right. Right. And
And
that's
there is the strategy is so much more involved than what people think when it comes to racing.
Yeah, I've learned racecraft. I didn't even know racecraft existed in video games. I thought it was like, we're racing. Some people are good at it, some people are bad at it, but some people are extremely intelligent at it. And it doesn't really matter. I think once you get to that G29 level, you really have no excuses. That
Yeah.
seems to be like the entry level wheel that once you got the G29, once you got some force feedback, it's accurate enough. And I mean, it's $240 and you're in there. And I think I know that you're giving away a G29 coming up, right? In
Yes, we
celebration
are.
for your big
We are.
1500.
Yes, we are. Probably talking with the wife, my boss. Um, probably looking at next Sunday. We'll be
Sunday,
doing our
Sunday.
celebratory stream.
Heck yeah.
Sunday.
So we'll make sure we get a link for all these things. Sorry, I'm adjusting
Absolutely.
here. And excuse me. We'll get some links for these things. We'll get them posted definitely in the release video. We'll try to get that done before next Sunday for sure, because we want to be a part of that. We want to make sure everybody's part of that. And that was kind of the inspiration to our own community trying to put together, the Viking King 240. I don't know what we're going to call it, but we want to set up something where 240 people donate $1. We don't want it to be a clout chaser. I know that you're giving away something that you've used, and that's really special. It's not like something that, hey, I went and bought this and you guys, come subscribe to me, because you're giving something away rather than going out and selling it, because you can go get a pretty penny for one of
Yeah.
those wheels, giving it to somebody and bringing them into sim racing. And in order to kind of
Yep.
follow in those footsteps, I think, the channel is going to be trying to put together 240 people who donate $1, and then we're going to try to get that to somebody who deserves it, and really bring them
Nice.
into sim racing for the very first time. And I think that, because
That's
you know, and
cool.
I know what it's like. I remember sitting down with my Thrustmaster T80 and thinking, like, I've made it. This is
Right.
amazing. And every moment since has
Right.
been amazing since, man. So you've been sim racing for 2.5 years, or you've been stream sim racing for 2.5 years.
Mhm.
So we'll
Right.
say you've been I like to consider you a professional sim racer. I think that that's kind of accurate. You get paid to do what you do. So whenever you've reached kind of that status, it's, for me, it's the journey. It's the journey, and instead of it just being all about you, you've made it all about a huge community. And I'm a part of that community. I'm a part of that team. And you are the host and head of PhD Racing. And I kind of want to give you the floor again to kind of tell us about the different levels, kind of how you guys compete, the expectation, and what it really means to wear that badge.
Ooh. Okay. So PhD racing team wasn't even on my radar. PhD racing team started with a gentleman who actually donated the rig I'm sitting in, the GT Omega, Apex Pro Chris. Racing, he was a sub for quite a while before this all happened, but he hits me up in chat one day and says, "Hey, take a look at my name." And it was PHG underscore Chris. I was like, "Oh, okay, that's cool." So that's when I went and changed my name. I was really the second person to join PhD. I wasn't even the first. Then it was crazy. And then neither one of us, we thought, okay, maybe we'll get a few people join PhD. We'll have like a 10-person team or something at most. What I was expecting. But um well, really, we actually gained a few more than that. Just good subs, good people joining. Say, hey, they're like, can I join? Sure, go ahead, dude. Go ahead, just change your name. But we're really what PhD, um, the growth of PhD was actually the NRL, Naughty Racing League, season 3.
Naughty
I
Racing.
think,
Shout out to McNaughty,
yep,
the man.
Naughty. That season, I think we gained like 25 members within a month. Just freaking exploded. So currently, PhD Racing Team as I want to say we're right around the 65 member mark. And because it was so big, we divided it into 3 different tiers. We have the PhD Elite, which are all our A plus drivers. We have the PhD A team, which is all our A rated drivers. And then we have our third rank is Team Task
Bravo.
Force Bravo
Task Force
Sentinels.
Bravo Sentinels.
I'm not ever going to get used to that. And then we assigned each team managers, and they're the ones who name their teams. They pick their colors, their theme songs, and Titanium, um, bless her, is doing all the back work and keeping all the rosters updated
Right.
monthly. And that's a lot of work,
That's a
though.
task in itself. I know when
Oh man,
I know I've been hunted down by her and Shaggy to, like, hey, get your information and get your information.
right? Yeah,
Which leads
yep.
me, I'm PhD. I think I joined PhD when
You
we were
are.
around 40, low 40s, so low 40s. So right after the wave, I guess. And
Yeah,
gosh, I think I had maybe 2 months in the game, barely. I don't even know if I had been around for 2 months, but your channel was one of the first channels that I ever stumbled across. It was in the beginning for me. It was, I had Googled sim racing once I got the racing wheel, saw Rory, and then just kind of went from there. So I always give Rory kind of that first credit of like what the Google was. And then it
me
was,
too.
then it was just spending time. And I've heard a lot of people say, I mean, I think Rory is a very Googleable channel. He always seems to pop up and everything. And then it was, Sim GT, and then, Hogston. And then I started getting into like kind of the UK channels with Marley Diesel and Jocko,
Mhm.
and
Yep.
just an amazing community. And then just hanging around. And it was really PhD in the beginning. And it was kind of a wave of people, especially, with getting introduced to, Brigsby and the BHRL, and kind of
Sure.
everything that
Yep.
was going on in the beginning with the NASCAR. And that's what really tied me in, was the first NASCAR race you guys did, and all the cool liveries and the whole team. And it was like a huge production. And for me, I'd never seen video gaming on that kind of level before, and I still don't.
Yeah.
When you look at, Call of Duties, or, the first persons, and for me it was Madden in the beginning. But to jump in and to see kind of this community, and then, once they learned that, hey, I was, aspiring streamer trying to start out, it was this wave of feedback, and all these people kind of like helping. And I wasn't even, I didn't have a badge, I didn't have the PhD in my name. And then I'll never forget the stream, man, where it was, I had jumped in, like I usually do. Yo, what's up? How you guys doing? And then I believe you said something like, you know, why ain't you PhD yet? I think, or no, you said, I think Viking King is PhD material. That's what it was. And
Yep.
I think
Absolutely.
it
I think
went
I
from
pegged
there.
that too.
Yes, sir. Yes, sir. That was so it's an honor, man. And I mean, I don't know, just kind of hearing from you as like the coach, mentor. You've helped me a whole lot with my racecraft, and all the people, in PhD that's helped me. What's it been like to have Viking a part of the team?
Oh, what what's cool with what you do, Viking, is how open and positive you are, and how driven you are to get the better times, the better racecraft. It's been an honor to have you on PhD, associated with PhD. But you can tell, sorry, my cat just scared me sneaking out from underneath the table here.
I will
Um,
drink to that.
yeah, but you can tell how driven you are, how focused you are on creating a better community yourself, making the existing community better. It just, you're fun to be around. You're fun to talk to, and it's enjoyable to watch your streams.
I appreciate it, man. I definitely think, even in just this venture, and thank you, man. The feeling is so mutual. But in this venture, I feel like, even just kind of talking with you behind the scenes and offline, definitely becoming friends with you. And it's awesome that, it's
Excellent.
Colorado, Arizona. We're neighbors, but
Hmm.
that's the power of this community side, right? And that's, I mean, my whole mission to start out was, my kids are on this is the next level of gaming. I didn't really know anything about it, but I wanted to bring, that coaching dynamic that I have, and honestly, the rookie athlete kind of attitude I have, that I'm coming in, there are people here who do this, who have done this. There's feedback that you kind of need to listen to. There's a lot of mistakes that you can make along the way. There's a lot of groups that you can get involved with that you shouldn't. Um, and there's just a certain way to carry yourself and have a certain maturity, online, and especially when you're a team manager, and you're trying to do something bigger than yourself. Because being a leader of men and women, that doesn't come with, being, the biggest, baddest, strongest person. It comes with being the most understanding, the most well-rounded, the most accepting, problem solving. and
Agreed.
and I think you've surrounded yourself with a pool of people, in the PhD leadership field.
Oh, thank God.
Every one of us has a team captain, that we can turn to, whether we're dropping down. And I've made it all the way up to that A team. I know I got a few weeks here to get it back, but even when I drop down, I got a team captain to go to, and someone who can help me move up. So if
Yep.
you just want to kind of shout out to those folks, and kind of give them a moment, because they really make this thing work.
All right. So, like you said, we have, because the PhD racing team grew so fast, it overwhelmed me. So there are a bunch of people I need to do a few people I need to shout out that have helped me maintain my own sanity. First and foremost is my wife, Susan. Um, Without her, I know she pops in chat. She's been on camera a couple times. But man, without her support in helping me do what this all entails, I don't know where I'd be. Within PHG itself, I mean, the officers, we have Shaggy, we have Mustang Chuck, Titanium, Leo. We have the team managers as far as T Case. Leo's also the team manager. Shaggy's a team manager. And they have their assistants. I mean, it's just, there's about 10 to 15 people that it's taken to keep me sane and keep this thing going. Because, oh my Lord, I don't know where I would be without those guys. I mean, huge, huge, huge shout out to everybody.
Huge shout out to the PhD leadership squad. You guys are amazing. And I'm learning, you know, and even shout out to Blanco45 in the chat right now, just with him coming in onto YouTube with a really positive mentality. But he's got music, and I even learning the network and asking questions, and people getting the confidence to, hey, when there's a certain way, obviously there's an etiquette in chat. You don't want to come off as spammy, and you don't want to come off as pushy, and especially when you're giving advice. I remember the other night, I had gotten a really good time on a track over there, and you were trying to hit that uphill in the third four, you know, and I was giving you advice, and at the same
Glenn.
Right. And so it was funny is I spent the whole next stream not saying a word, just like letting you do you, you know what I mean? So it was really cool to hear you even shout out, because I think there's a certain way to understand, you know, when you're on a channel and you're interacting with a host, you know, you definitely want to read their energy. You definitely want to kind of build that conversation piece so that you can, you know, kind of interact in that way. And so I appreciate that I've gotten to a point even in this last 6 months where I can be a second set of eyes for somebody, and I appreciate you doing for me so often. So just a big shout out to you, shout out to the team. They've been nothing but help. They've been nothing but a pleasure. I think everybody who wears that PhD badge, I know we have, I try to explain this to people, and I lead with positivity, and I lead with optimism, and I lead with a sense of we can overcome anything if we just kind of focus on it the right way and work as a team. With that being said, positivity isn't misunderstood with passivity. We got team members who are not passive, that respect race etiquette, and that, you know, that will bump back when they're bumped. At the same time, we have people who are extremely focused on sportsmanship and even overly focused on it, if we're being clear. And then we have everything in the middle. And I think that's what it takes, right? Because we all move in this certain flow. And when you see all them PhD tags in a race, and I heard this from Greasy, shout out to Greasy, he had commented on the post, and I wanted to make sure to give him that moment where he said that he's raced with a lot of PhD racers, and it's always a sportsmanship race. Even if we get upset, we try to take that high road. We try to come back. We try not to do any rage quitting. And we know that we have the community holding us accountable. We've had rough moments, even in, you know, my few months that we've been here. And it's awesome to see the community come together and kind of, you know, see how we all can take feedback from each other and overcome those obstacles. So again, shout out to PhD. Shout out to what you guys represent. Thank you for being a host to that. Again, that's why you're hitting that 1,500 mark. So congratulations to you. Let's get another cheers to that 1,500 mark, man. That's amazing. I hope to be there. Hope to be there.
You will be.
I know that Gran Turismo 7 is a big deal to you. You know, and all the Gran Turismos, you said that you've been playing since the first one, since like 1998.
Long time ago.
But I know that there's another game that you have a lot of fun playing that has its own kind of sense of community, and it provides us all with a sense of outlet, and it's a place we can come together, and that's Wreckfest Wednesdays. So tell me what Wreckfest Wednesday, how did Wreckfest get into the mix?
Wreckfest Wednesday nights. Honestly, I don't know why Wreckfest started. I think I needed a break from Gran Turismo, probably having a bad week or two, and I don't know, frustrated with everything. So I needed that release, and people just joined me playing it. We started opening up servers. We play against each other. We have the voice channel on the Discord so we can all talk and laugh, and it's just a release from trying to be straight and narrow in Gran Turismo 7. On Wreckfest, it's the exact opposite. Get it out of your system. You're hitting as much as possible and just
For
destroying
sure.
things.
For sure. You deserve a commission because you're the reason that I bought Wreckfest. I remember just clicking on a Wednesday and you were like, Viking, jump in with us. And I remember I've listened to you say that 3 times now. Viking, jump in with us. And I've done that. And each time I've been happily sorry to do that. I remember the first time it was my first lobby and I just wrecked into the wall at first. I never even like raced live. I jumped into a lobby. It was like, cool, let's go. And it was just scared. Everybody's gone. I was like, all right. And then I bought Wreckfest, jumped into Wreckfest, and it was just didn't know what to expect. My wheels force feedback was all the way up from GT, so
Oh,
it was really was a traumatic experience.
I
And then
bet.
I think I jumped in on another lobby and just got smoked. But you're surrounded by great people. You are surrounded by some serious drivers. Who do you think? I guess it's hard to say. We're not going to say best, but there is somebody who is fastest, and there is somebody who does come to the top of all these PhD lobbies. And if you'd say the top three, who would be your Mount Rushmore right now? I guess yeah, we'll say top three mini route Mount Rushmore PhD.
Oh man. Um, Top three. I guess Shaggy, of course, has to be up there. Shaggy
Shaggy
do.
do.
Um, it's amazing how fast Shaggy is being on controller and in automatic.
Yeah, it's
It's just
mind blowing.
it,
He's an
it is. It's
alien.
unworldly how he can do what he does. I thought I was good at controller and automatic. Yeah, I don't think so. Um, God, there's a Pyro comes to mind. Gemini, Racer
Racer
51.
51. That
You're a
NRL with
man.
51 coming in second was one of the most amazing races I've seen. There was zero mistakes in those
Yeah.
top two. I forget who took first, but it was you were in that race, weren't you? You did surprisingly well, I believe.
Yeah,
I think you were
I
hard on
I think
yourself, and I
so.
think you got like a
Yeah,
fifth in that. Big again,
it's
shout out to NRL though, man. Amazing, amazing tournament. When's the next
yes.
NRL?
Next NRL final for season 4 is on Saturday. Next Saturday.
We'll definitely make
Um,
sure to tune into that. And if you guys don't know McNaughty,
Division
check
B
him
final,
out.
Division A final. Yeah, McNaughty Gaming. Incredible, incredible season.
All right, so we did get a question from Rob here, who said, "What's the hardest part of racing while streaming to you? Is it not getting upset when people wreck you, or trying to interact with your chat and not make a mistake?"
Yes, I will say streaming and trying to maintain your composure and not getting pissed. I
Yes.
let cuss words slip way more than I want to on stream, and my wife tells me about it. Um, yeah, that's rough because I'm not a very passive guy in real life. But trying to let some of these things go and just move on to the next race, that's something I have to focus on training myself to do because um,
Amen to that.
I would rather just take you out in the next corner if it was just me. So
Especially when I made my alt account, I was like, I could punt back, and
right,
I don't because again,
yep,
you're wearing the badge.
yep.
You're in these communities, and they do hold you accountable, and I know it's in human nature, like I said, and I've learned to tussle a little bit though. I know
Mhm.
Frunti told me one time. He said nobody leaves the door open like Viking, and I didn't know what it meant until I was just kind of like, man, I don't protect the inside line for nothing. I'm just like, oh, I can't get bumped. I can't get bumped. And then finally I was like,
Yeah.
no, I could fight a little bit. I could fight a little bit. So, man, are there any games, in the future that you're going to be trying to get into? Is ACC kind of something for you, or iRacing, or is it just
I
Gran
have
Turismo?
I've definitely thought about ACC. Um, I just haven't pulled that trigger yet. Just because the Gran Turismo community, this is it's like home. It's a comfort spot.
Yeah.
Um, so jumping is kind of hard for me just to do.
Right.
But with that being said, iRacing um, will be releasing a NASCAR game about this time next year.
Ooh. Yeah. And that's,
That may be
yeah. And I think you
hard for
got
me
to,
not to jump.
I think your community would enjoy watching you enjoy something that you enjoy as much as NASCAR.
Right.
So, and I think what
And
I've
there's a
learned too is
bunch of
the eight, what was that? Go ahead.
there's a bunch of NASCAR fans within the community
Right.
too. So
I think everybody has a love for racing, and I definitely think that as when it comes to ACC, there's a great overlap because of the GT community, enjoying kind of those classes of cars and being fans of the cars, and it has that community aspect. I know SimGrid coming out, and I myself have just gotten onto the ACC PC, so there's an amazing community. Shout out to Marley Diesel, Jacko,
Marley,
Ruthless. I mean, just amazing group of people over there. A lot of those Rory guys, Hogston, a lot of those guys do the GT ACC thing with no problem. So
hmm
I definitely think that's something that's on my radar. And then iRacing, I'm told is supposed to be, the most accurate, physics wise. So
right?
a lot of amazing stuff out there. I know a lot of amazing wheels and amazing things. It seems like every day there's something new coming out.
Yeah, yeah. I mean, Thrustmaster just came out with a new direct drive,
That thing looks insane. It's insane. The
right?
Octagon. So Blanco 45 said, "Surround yourself with five greats, and you'll be number six." Well, yeah, Papa surrounded himself with
Back,
60 plus great people,
back Blanco.
and great people better racing. Rob says, "Shaggy gives me hope and motivation because I'm on an automatic transmission because of my arthritis." Shout out to you, Rob. Positive vibes going your way. Thank you guys for being here. I want to finish it up with one thing. I want to give you a moment to, if there's anything that you want to say or think, or before I ask you this last question, and then we'll close out there.
Uh, really? I just have to thank everybody that's helped me along this path, this journey for 2.5 years. It's just been a roller coaster a lot at the time, but it's been so freaking enjoyable with the social connections behind the scenes within the game overall. And then huge shout out to my wife for putting up with it. So, um, I mean, I've had sleepless nights about this channel, and she's always right there, willing to talk it through and help me through it. So it's just, there are just so many people. And I thank you. I'm humbled to have you guys with me. I'm humbled to be in doing things like this, behind the wheel interviews. I mean, this is awesome. This is awesome.
Heck yeah, man. Heck yeah. Shout out to Misa and all of our better halves.
Lisa,
Um,
she
we,
joined us on Wreckfest too.
yeah. Oh yeah. She'll be back. She'll be back. She's been busy. Been super busy. So I appreciate you so much, Papa. I know that you're almost. I consider you one of the veterans, one of the people that I look up to a lot. Especially, I come to you for a lot of questions that I have regarding YouTube, regarding streaming, regarding GT. I mean, we're constantly going at it. In qualies, I'll be excited, when I can kind of get on the track with you. You took off on me. You got your A+, so congratulations on that, sir. You are now a Papa Alien. So it's going to be a little harder to catch you. But hopefully, and people shouldn't DR chase and weigh themselves as a driver with that. But if you do want to get up to them really clean races, them really competitive lobbies, that's where you got to be, man.
Yep,
So
yep.
my last question, with that being said, is if you can go back, and I know Blanco's waiting to hear it. If you can go back to the beginning when you were just starting out, um, after everything that you've learned, what's kind of the best advice you would give yourself as a new streamer, as a new sim racer, someone just getting into the community, um,
Mm.
and just something that would really stand out right now for you?
I guess when it comes to streaming, one piece of advice I could give you One, I guess a couple things. One, keep pushing, just keep going, keep having fun. But the biggest thing to keep in mind while you're doing this is in your mind, know that the channel will succeed, will start making money, and you need to start thinking about it as a business. If you're just going to stroll along, if that's what you want, if you're wanting to make money, you have to start thinking business mentality immediately. And you have to start planning your channel 6 months in advance. What are you going to do? What are we going to be doing in 6 months? What are we going to be doing in a year? If you're just here to have fun with people, just, go have fun. But the biggest thing in streaming for me, I mean, this is like going to be my retirement. I wasn't smart enough financially to set anything up 30 years ago. So I need this to succeed. So between my wife and I, this is it. This is my retirement. So I got to make this work. As far as sim racing, baby steps. Learn the racecraft. Learn sportsmanship. Because if you don't, you're not going to be, if you're not driving responsibly, you're not going to be treated responsibly or with respect. And it's going to make your whole experience miserable.
Well said, sir. Well said. Let's cheers to that. Cheers to
Cheers.
that. Sir. I tell you what, it just gets better, don't it? That's why that was their trick. Make it so good you want another one.
Yep.
I couldn't have said it better. I think the biggest thing I would say is learn the sportsmanship first. Focus on your SR over your DR. I have never dropped below an S. And still when you encounter those people that want to kind of bring you down, overcoming that is so much more rewarding when you get to the community that respects the race the way that you want to respect the race. It's so rewarding to be neck and neck, side by side. It brings back a memory of when me and RL250 finished a 100th of a second away from each other. It's just the most exhilarating feeling. I mean, it took me a half hour to wind down from that race. The NRLs, I mean, if you want to get into that level of competition, it really is something that you should focus on. And the racecraft is going to come. Take the feedback, take the advice. Don't get cocky. I know I got cocky after Kyoto, and I went E to B in 7 races, and I was like, oh, I'm good. Next week, I jumped into races on Monday, and I went straight back down. And it was like, okay, preparation, taking the time. There's so many more things to learn. There's so many more things that the game's adding, the physics between your brakes and your tires and temperatures, and there's so many things to learn. With sim dashboards and access to all these things that everybody uses. So I definitely tell people, get out there, get on some channels. You're definitely a channel that I recommend as my just go to. Hey, check out Pop. It's a great community. I appreciate you for being here, man. I think that you are an amazing ambassador and leader of a community. You are a leader of men and women, and that takes a lot. Knowing you behind the scenes has been an honor, being able to talk with you. And even this morning, trying to figure all this out, and I couldn't think of a better person to start this little series with. I hope it becomes something. I hope the community really appreciates the time and energy that we put into this.
Something great going here.
I appreciate it, man. Thank you. We're gonna say our goodbyes here to you. We're gonna let you go, and I know that you're a busy man. You got some things to do today, and I'm sure we're gonna see you on stream. So I'll give you a moment to kind of say your goodbyes, and we'll let you get offline.
Hey, thank you. I'm humbled to be here. I'm proud to be part of Behind the Wheel. I think it's great. I even love the title. So, to everybody that's helped me along the journey, again, thank you, thank you, thank you. To all the PhD officers, to my wife, my kids, my grandkids, who support me through all of this. And you guys are awesome. I couldn't do it alone. I definitely needed everybody's help to get here. So, thank you. Humbled. You guys are incredible.
Heck yeah, everybody give a round of applause for Mr. PhD, Papa himself, checking back into Colorado Springs. Thank you for visiting me down here in the desert today from behind the wheel. It was an honor, brother. I appreciate you.
Thank you, sir. Thank you, Viking. You guys have a great rest of your day.
Later, bro. Man, what a guy. What a guy. How about that guy, man? Let's just give one more little round of applause for PhD, man. I'll tell you what, it hasn't, I could not have been where I'm at with the understanding of the game and the understanding of the community, and the confidence to be able to do kind of some of the things that I'm doing without that guy. I talked to him behind the scenes. I talked to him, you know, we text back and forth. He's helped me out so much with just kind of understanding what the game's about, understanding how to be a community member, and a great person. And I'm honored that he was here on the very first Behind the Wheel right there. Yeah, buddy. I'm gonna be trying to put a lot more into this. I really appreciate the people who like to, you know, who go the extra mile in becoming members. Shout out to the people who invest in the channels to make it possible for community to build into memberships. I hope that I will learn to be a better host and you know, kind of build some momentum here. I got some people in mind for the second Behind the Wheel. I will be back on later tonight, and have some good stream myself, just kind of hanging out with people. I know the week has kind of gotten behind us and we have new races tomorrow, so we'll just be racing around, trying to have some fun and some good times. Shout out to my members and community members and the people who want to be a part of the community with that extra level. I'm going to constantly be thinking about you guys. We got stores coming. We got the G29 giveaway coming. And I really want this community to stand out. I want the Viking King name to represent growth in ourselves and each other. I want to be an ambassador to this YouTube stuff and kind of show that you can be positive. Everybody can be unique and different, and we can all kind of get along and grow from each other. So couldn't have thought of a better person to bring along. And just want to, again, thank you, Papa, for being here. Thank you for the PhD members. Thank you, Rob Blanco, for your participation. Thank you, everybody who stopped in earlier. Tex, Yako, Edward, Hotworm, CT Turbo, Wayne, Smurple. Congrats to 3 in the Morning, Marty Rogers, Jack Hammond, L. Clark, Cole Trickle, DJ Williams, Gran Turismo, John Winkles, Yako, NZ Things, and Rob. Actually, NZ Things, ending there, having been gifted all those memberships. I hope you guys come and enjoy the show next time. Without further ado, I'll tell you what, we're going to get going, and we're going to try to get back to some gaming here a little bit later. I still got a full day. I know you got a full day. Thank you for spending your time here. Viking King is out.
racing scene. Revving up the engine, ready for the race. Papa's house again with that old school taste. He's got the steering wheel and the pedals on the floor. Gonna take you on a ride like never seen before. Kicking up the dust on the virtual road. Papa got the skills no one else can hold. With every turn and twist, he's in control. Racing through the night with his heart and soul. He's the king of speed in the YouTube land. Papa's house again. Got the upper hand. The crowd goes wild as he takes the lead with every victory. He plans for a racing scene. He plans a racing scene.